What's up guys, welcome back once again to do reviews. Today I've got a brand new cooler from Be Quiet. This is the Be Quiet Shadow Rock Slim 2. So obviously it's the predecessor to the Shadow Rock Slim. So today we're going to be testing this and we'll see how well it performs. So as I said, this is the Shadow Rock Slim 2. Now, massive thank you to Be Quiet for sending this out to me. Like I said, this is the predecessor to the Shadow Rock Slim. So basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be throwing it onto my test system, which is an AMD 5900X 12-core 24-thread CPU, clocked to around 4.6 GHz on all cores, so generate quite a lot of heat. And so what we're going to do is we're going to unbox it, show you what comes in the package and how it looks. Then we'll get it installed and we'll do some testing and see how well it performs. Now at the moment I've got a Pure Loop 240 installed, so I'm going to run the same tests on that and then run the tests on this new cooler as well. And we'll see how well it performs against that. Obviously I'm not expecting it to beat an AIO 240, but hopefully it'll come quite close and also be able to give you sort of an idea of how well it does perform for an air cooler, especially a slim air cooler. So let's get into it. Right, so as I said, we're going to unbox this and show you how this thing ticks and what you get in the box and anything that needs to be explained. So first of all, as you can see, the box 160 watt TDP, so should be plenty for most CPUs to cool them down. So I've got big hopes for this. It should be really good. So anyway, let's get into it. So this is I'm not sure if they're going to do a different coloured version or not, but this is a silver one. It would look nice in black, I would have thought. So let's have a quick look at this. That's obviously the cooler itself. Let's get everything out of the box first. There's a massive 140mm fan that goes with it. And then we've got all the fixing hardware in there, which we'll go through in just a second to make sure I've got everything out. So this is what you get in the box basically. As I said, this is the cooler itself. So it is a slim tower, but it is quite a big single tower, as you can see. Nice finish, brushed aluminium finish on the top. Looks really good, as all Be Quiet coolers do. And there's 4 copper direct touch heat pipes in this one as well, so it should be plenty cooling for most CPUs. Let's put that to one side. As I said, standard Be Quiet 140mm fan. So yeah, we all know what they're like, so we'll put that to one side. Don't really need to talk about that too much. That is a PWM fan by the way as well, which is obviously always good. Then we've got the mounting hardware here as well, so obviously we've got mounting hardware for both Intel and AMD. Obviously the one we're going to be interested in the most is AMD today because we're installing it on a Ryzen 9 5900X. I'll just get everything out for you. A few little screws left in there. So this basically now, they say it has got a much easier way of installing. That's obviously the Intel bracket, so we won't take a look at that one at the moment. Well, I'll just show you. It looks pretty much the standard deal with the screws and things in there. So we'll take a look at the AMD bracket. Obviously when we install this, I'll film that and we can actually see how easy this is to install. There's your standard 2 brackets that go across the socket, and then your standoffs and your screws as well to mount that to there. And then this bar basically goes across the cooler here and mounts down to those 2 bars there. Also in the package, obviously you get these little bits here which are for installing fans on. Obviously you get the one with it, but they do give you an extra set as well, so if you want to get another fan you can stick another one on the other side and have sort of a push-pull on the fin stack. So yeah, there's that option there as well, which is good to see. And then coming back over to this again, like I say, we've got 4 copper direct touch heat pipes. They are 6mm thick as well, so they're quite chunky and should give plenty of cooling performance. So anyway, let's get this installed and we'll do some testing. Also, the last thing with this, being a slim tower, it's basically optimized for RAM clearance, so you should be able to get a full bank of 4 memory sticks in most cases, even tight cases, and still be able to fit this in and have no problems with RAM clearance, which is another big selling point about this Shadow Rock Slim. So as long as it performs, then it's definitely going to be a good buy, and definitely will get a thumbs up from me. So we'll get it installed and we'll see just how well it performs. Right, so we've got it installed. I've run some tests on it. I've obviously compared it to the Pure Loop 240 that I had installed previously. And we're using Arctic MX5 thermal paste on this one. And I'm using it inside the Be Quiet 500DX case, fully kitted out with fans. So the comparisons are very similar. The fans are in the same places, so it's a good comparison to do. As I said before, I don't expect it to perform as well as a 240 IIO because it's just not going to do that with it being a slim tower. However, it does perform pretty well for saying it is a slim tower, and it's good for those people that have got probably a lower CPU. However, it did do a very good job of cooling the 5900X. So first things, let's talk about some of the notes that were in sort of the release for this. It does mention an easier way to install it, and although it is easy, I don't see it any different to the last one. However, it is really easy. Same sort of bracket system. For the AM4 platform, you use the bracket that comes with your motherboard. Obviously, take the standard AM4 mounting hardware off and attach it straight to that bracket. It's just 4 screws in each corner with washers, and then the plates go down to that, and then the cooler goes down on top of that. Really easy to install, can't complain about that. The one thing again that I will complain about that I did in another previous Be Quiet cooler, and it's the same with a lot of coolers to be fair, so it's not just Be Quiet, is the way you put the fan on. I just don't like those spring clips. They do a good job, but they're just really awkward to install, but that's the way it is. I would prefer to see a better way of mounting that fan, but other than that, not a problem at all. As you can see, it absolutely clears all RAM, so there's no problem with any interference there at all. And again, it performs really well for the size of cooler it is, so I can definitely recommend this. Now let's talk about the thermal sort of performance, as that's the most important thing. So I did a 10-minute run of Cinebench, just to give it some load and to obviously give me time to sort of take an average of the cooling performance. So I did 10 minutes of that, and I just did it for both. There's no point in doing any other tests really. This is going to show the performance, and obviously that is going to hit the CPU harder than a lot of tasks that you would use it for anyway. So it's sort of a worst case scenario, and I did it on multi-core, and this is clocked to 4.5 gigahertz on all 12 cores. So it's obviously going to get quite hot. Now I did previously, when I first installed it, there was no overclock applied. It took it off because obviously I'd moved stuff around, and it thought I'd put a new CPU in, so it took the overclock away. So when I first ran it, I didn't realise it had happened, and I was running in low to mid 60s, so obviously absolutely fantastic on Cinebench. But then I realised the overclock wasn't applied, which was applied to the 240, so I changed it and ran it again. Now bear in mind, here in the UK, it's very, very hot at the moment. In this room, it gets up to about over 30 degrees at times. And the time of testing the Pure Loop 240, we had an ambient of 28 degrees in here, so it was really warm. Now, over the test, we had an idle of about 44. So, yeah, not too bad at all. So over the test, we had a maximum of 77 degrees and an average across the test of 74 degrees. So that's on the Pure Loop 240. Now, then obviously I put the Shadow Rock 2 Slim in, and I tested it again. This time we had it about 28.8 degrees on ambient, so it had gone up quite a bit. Obviously I'm going to put all these figures up on the screen so you can see them. We had an idle of about 46, so increased a couple of degrees, which is normal, I would say. And then over the test itself, we had an average of 80 and a high of 82. So yeah, obviously it's not the coolest temperatures, but it is really hot in here. Obviously I've put the deltas up on screen so you can see the actual difference in ambient to the CPU temperature. But 80 and 82 is not a problem at all. That's within spec sort of. And like I say, it's really hot at the moment. So it would be better obviously when it's cooler. And also I would probably recommend this for a slightly lower CPU. Obviously it did keep this cool, there was no thermal throttling at all, so it's not a problem on 5900X if you have got a sort of budget you want to stick to, and you've got a sort of case that this needs to fit into, so you need a smaller cooler. This wouldn't be a problem, but something like a 5800X, 5600X would probably be more the sort of use case for this cooler. So yeah, that's it guys. Price. Currently, as far as I'm aware, the prices are about €45. I'll put the shots up on the screen so you can see the actual prices in US dollars and euros. Currently, at the time of recording, there's no official price in the UK. but I'll just do a conversion and show you what the sort of price that would be from euros to British pounds. So yeah, that's it guys. Really good performance cooler. Looks really good in the system, as you can see. Yeah, I've got no problems with it at all. It's really good cooler, and I can definitely recommend it. So I hope you enjoy this guys. I hope you find it useful. I hope it gives you some sort of ideas whether you want one of these or not. It is really good for a small build, and it works well in this build as well, and also obviously would work in a bigger build. But it's more aimed at people that have got tight space and want to be able to obviously make sure they've got RAM clearance, which this is absolutely ideal for that. So that's it guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button if you liked it, send me any comments you have. I'm always looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. If you've got any ideas for what else I can do with sort of videos and things like that, then I'm always happy to hear them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.